Oh, hello, people. Welcome back to another video by your good friend, Chad Marco. So, I am doing a Resident Evil 3 Nemesis A rank playthrough. So, my goal is to get the A ranking in Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. But just a disclaimer, the commentary for this video is not live like I normally do. This playthrough is already completed. I'm just doing the commentary over it later after the fact. Normally I don't do it like that, but when I was doing this playthrough, I really wanted to focus entirely on just getting it right so I could get the A rank. I didn't want to have to be talking while I was doing it. And I was worried I would have to reset a couple times, which turned out not to be as big of an issue as I thought. But yeah, I pretty much just decided to record it and do the the commentary later. So I'm just watching my A rank playthrough back and doing commentary over it. Hold on, turn this up a little bit. Okay. But yeah, just some things to know about the A rank. So, I played this game on Halloween, and I think I got an E, which is close to like the worst rank in the game. I think F is the worst. And so I said, you know what? I want to try to get the A rank, which is the best rank you can get in the American version of the game. Now, what's interesting is that in the Japanese version, the highest rank is S, but in the American version, it's A. But they're basically the same thing. I don't know why it's like that, but yeah, in the American version, S is A, and in Japan, I guess you could say A is S. Oh man, but it's all the same at the end of the day. But what are the criteria for actually getting an A rank in this game? So the first thing is you have to complete the game in under 2 hours and 30 minutes. Also, you can't have too many saves. I think you want to get anywhere around 3 or less saves. And also the amount of healing items that you use are tallied up as well. So essentially the more damage you take, the more you have to heal. The more you have to heal, the lower your score is going to be. And I think that using first aid sprays in particular are considered worse than using the green herbs. So I made sure to avoid that. Um, but oh, look at me over here. Oh man, I was a little worried. I was a little worried for sure, thinking maybe this would be more difficult than I'll be willing to put the effort in to achieve. Um, but it turned out to not be as hard as I thought. The reason why I was intimidated by this challenge though was that when I first beat this game, when I beat it on Halloween wasn't the first time I ever beat it, but it was the first time I had beaten it in a long time. The clear time ended up being 8 hours and something, right? And I beat the game again immediately afterwards, and then like only shaved off like 2 hours. So I went from 8 hours to 6 hours completion time, and so I was like, damn, I gotta bring it below 2 hours and 30 minutes. Like that means I have to shave off like damn near another 4 hours. So I was just wondering if I could really pull it off, but I just pretty much said fuck it and went for it. But other than the time, I really wasn't too worried about the amount of saves because I pretty much broke the game down into 3 sections. The first section being the general Raccoon City area, and then the second section being the clock tower and the hospital portion of the game with Carlos, and the third section being I guess what is it called, the Raccoon City Park and the Dead Factory. And that's basically just 2 saves, right? So I save at the end of the Raccoon City part or at the beginning of the clock tower. And then I save after Carlos rescues Jill from the virus infection. So that's just 2 saves right there. That's how I pretty much split the game up. But I think more than anything, I was probably worried about the healing, like not healing too much, because I noticed that when I played the game on Halloween, I was getting hurt quite a bit, and I know there are just certain parts that would be considered like choke points that I really had to practice. But we'll get to that. So right now, I'm just kind of going with the motions, um, and I got to give a lot of credit to fellow Resident Evil veteran. And no, but seriously, the Resident Evil speedrunner and just general Resident Evil badass master Carcinogen, because I got most of my strategies from watching his A rank playthrough. I didn't follow it beat for beat, but I took a lot of his tactics and applied it to my own playthrough. Of course, there were certain things that he was able to do that I wasn't quite able to copy on the fly. But I just kind of took what I could and ran with it. But I got to give him a lot of credit, because that's what really allowed me to get this done in a timely manner. Oh, look, that was a nice dodge. Look at that. Oh, look at these dodges. Ooh, boy, man. Oh, I'm kind of styling a little bit here, but you notice I go into the boutique to change clothes. Now, this carcinogen definitely didn't do this. But yeah, I decided to go ahead and take a second out and change outfits like a cheeky bastard. I was worried too, because I was like, what if the 30 seconds it takes to change outfits is gonna be what prevents me from actually getting a good time. I mean, who knows? So I'm trying to do a good mix of using the handgun and the shotgun here. I think a lot of times I had a bad habit of prioritizing the handgun over the shotgun just too much. Because as good as a shotgun is, it's one of those weapons that really sort of loses its usefulness the further you get into the game. And I think that kind of applies to a lot of Resident Evil games, because it's a good weapon, but then when you start going up against hunters and stuff, it's not really as good as like a Magnum or a grenade launcher. Look at this dodge here. Ooh. And so you really want to get the most use out of the shotgun as you can. And sometimes that just means getting like easier kills against zombies. And also saving handgun ammo for things like dogs. I always feel bad for not helping Brad out here. But it's more cost effective in terms of ammo to just let him deal with it. But whenever I'm role playing the good friend, I'll go ahead and help him out. You also notice that I'm skipping the cutscenes too. I thought about letting the cutscenes play, but again, I was worried that I would have to reset several times. Because going for the A rank, the thing with me is I want to start off strong. I don't want to, like, if I make a bad mistake somewhere, especially early, I'm gonna want to reset. And so I was like, I don't want to let the cutscenes play and then have to reset and watch the same cutscenes over and over again. But again, that turned out to not be as big of an issue as I thought, because I think throughout the whole playthrough, I only reset it one time, and I think that was after my second save, like right after my second save at the park. But other than that, man, I was able to just make my way through. Yeah, of course I made some mistakes here and there, but nothing that forced me to reset the game over and over and over again. I'm not sure if it would have been better to just like not even deal with these guys. But of course, just lure them over there, blow up the canister. blow up the red barrel. I wasted a bullet there. I still gotta, remember. Still gotta remember that. I think in order to shoot the zombies as they're getting up, you have to be aiming low, basically. All right. Just skip past these dogs here. I think once you come back, they won't be there anymore. So kind of a waste to deal with them. So we're heading straight to the police station. I felt really good time-wise about this playthrough though, because I was really rolling. But I had quite a bit of practice. So again, I played the game on Halloween and I beat it. And then I went and played it again immediately. Then after that, that's when I was getting ready to do the A rank playthrough. So I started practicing. And when I was practicing, I was using, basically, I use save states. I use save states to practice. So, with save states, when you're playing on the emulator, you can basically save anywhere. Like, just quickly save and load. And so, if there was ever a part where I had a particular difficulty, I could just save it and load it back up and keep practicing that part until I got it right. There were a few parts I really had to, I really had to take some time out to practice. Because it would have been either a waste of health or a waste of ammo or time otherwise. So my first time getting A rank was technically cheating because I was using save states. But again, that was just me practicing. And so, let me see what happened. Then I did another, so technically this, let me see. Okay, that was my third time beating the game. That was my practice. That was my practice playthrough for getting A rank. But that didn't count because I was using save states. But my actual first time getting A ranked isn't on this playthrough. It's the one I did before this on Twitch. I was streaming myself, and it was supposed to be me practicing getting A rank, but this time without using save states. And I wasn't expecting to get A rank because I wasn't using save states. Like it was just supposed to be like practice, right? But I actually ended up getting an A rank without having to use save states. I did use save states for one part just to practice real quick. But once I figured it out, I loaded the game back up. So the save states really didn't matter in terms of like my completion of it. It was just, I just took some time out to practice a particularly troubling part. And once I figured it out, I loaded the game back up and just kept playing it regularly. So really, technically, that was my first time getting A rank on Twitch. But this is my first time just like intentionally going for A rank. No save states or anything like that. And recording it, not streaming it. So, yeah. I kind of like doing commentary after the fact. This is pretty cool. It's less stressful. So obviously you can save a lot more time if you avoid killing a lot of the enemies. But I felt comfortable. Killing shit. Because I saw, Carcinogen was actually, he was able to get A rank. But not only get A rank, he was killing a lot of enemies and he fought Nemesis every time, which I didn't do. I skipped all the unnecessary Nemesis battles. I think except one of them. I think the only Nemesis battle that I went ahead and did was the one in the restaurant because I just, Nemesis appears 7 times throughout the game. Well, there are 7 Nemesis encounters where he's pursuing you actively as you're trying to make progress. Of course, there are a few more encounters, like on the cable car or at the clock tower Nemesis boss fight. But I'm saying in terms of like, you know, the encounters where you can either choose to fight him or avoid him. And I avoided him 6 out of the 7 encounters. The only one I really fought was the restaurant one because to me that's the worst. That encounter, because look, the way the Nemesis encounters work is if you fight him, you get an item from him, but you also don't have to worry about him anymore until the next Nemesis encounter. But if you don't fight him, then he's gonna be chasing you around for a little bit. And what I noticed was the third Nemesis encounter is the worst in terms of him pursuing you around the city. Most of the other ones is not that bad. Like you can lose him very quickly. But if you don't fight him at the restaurant, like he's actually very annoying because he'll follow you all the way up to the news place. I forgot what it's called, but where you get the green gem at. And not only did I find it to be just excessively stressful having to deal with him chasing you that long. There's a part where he kind of corners you right after you get the green gem, and I remember I got hit there, and I didn't like that. Oh, so this is another interesting thing. So you notice I got the Magnum out of that locker. It's actually random whether you get the Magnum or the grenade launcher. I always felt like I'd rather get the grenade launcher because the Magnum. Well, before like what's the best weapons to use where, the Magnum is always considered to be like the best boss weapon, like the end game weapon, right? You save all the Magnum ammo for the end game. But watching Carcinogen's playthrough, I like one of the strategies that he used where he actually uses the Magnum to easily dispatch the drain demos. I remember during my first playthrough on Halloween, I was calling them chimeras. I don't know why I was calling them chimeras. It must have been from like another game, but they're called drain demos actually. And yeah, those are some of the more difficult enemies to deal with actually. And oh, here's the second Nemesis encounter. But really not that bad because he's not. If you're trying to avoid him, he's not going to get you there because the amount of time it takes to recover from jumping through the window. And I don't think he would ever come in this room. Yeah, I don't think he ever comes in this room. It's not until you get here that he begins to chase you. I don't care how many times I play this game. Like I get scared every time. Like right here, it gets me every. I hate that shit, and I always feel like one day I'm not gonna be fast enough. I just feel like one day I'm not gonna make it to the door in time. Every now and then you'll see me sporadically picking up green herbs, and that's just for there are quite a few times in the game where I get hit. I think in Carcinogen's playthrough, it was no damage. I'm not on that level, nor am I trying to be on that level. Good for him, but I was like, I'm probably gonna get hit here and there. I try to avoid it as much as I can, but I figured I would get hit. And so throughout the game, you'll see me picking up green herbs here and there, and basically just in case. And I do get hit quite a few times, but not as much as I thought I would. I noticed the more I play it, the better I get at avoiding taking damage. But yeah, back to the Magnum. I noticed that what Carcinogen did was he used the Magnum to easily kill the drain demos. And so that's the good thing about getting the Magnum before the grenade launcher. If you get the Magnum at the police station, you'll get the grenade launcher later at the power station and vice versa. And yeah, the Magnum it's the safest way to take care of those guys. And if you watch my Halloween playthrough, one of my deaths was to a drain demos. You see me almost go that way. Yeah, one of my deaths was to a drain demos. I'll come back and get those green herbs later. Okay, so here we're just taking care of some dogs. Adjusting my aim a bit. A lot of times you don't even have to really like aim exactly at them, just in their general direction, but I didn't want to make the mistake of missing. Okay, quick reload here. One thing that I was worried about, ooh, well, I love how I take care of this dog here. Bow, 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 bow. I love that. But one thing I was worried about was just remembering all the little things, that I have to do and the best order to do them in, especially in the Raccoon City part, because you got to get the various items to get the cable car running. You got to get the cable cord. You got to get the. Oh yeah, here I got hit. I got bit by the dog. I hesitated. I was like, should I try to kill the dog or should I run past him? And so you can obviously tell that I don't have a 100% laid out game plan for completing this. Otherwise, I would have known exactly what I wanted to do. But I kind of just on the fly was like, you know what? I'll try to dodge him, and I fucked up and got bit. But I think that's the first damage I took in the whole playthrough. But I think I tried to dodge them because I figured that if I came back, they would despawn, which wasn't the case. The dogs stayed there. So that was just me not having accurate game knowledge and incorrectly assuming that the dogs would despawn like, ooh, 18 shells. That the dogs would despawn like the ones in one of the earlier areas. Because the thing about Resident Evil 3, and this is what's so cool about it, is that the enemy layout is kind of random. I mean, like it's like they got different. Basically, they got different, like different layouts for enemies in different areas. That was a good dodge there. So like right here, when I come back, I don't think these dogs are gonna be there. It's gonna be zombies there. But yeah, one of the cool things about this game is that sometimes the enemy layout is different. So it's not always the same every time you play. So this is an example of using the Magnum on the drain demos, and just look at how quick and easy it is. The shotgun isn't too shabby, but with the shotgun, there's a chance that you gotta. Well, in fact, I think with a shotgun, you have to hit them twice, and that's just risky because they're very fast. The drain demos, they're very fast when they're locked onto you. Here, I kind of hesitate a bit. Didn't quite know which way I wanted to go. Again, you can see I don't have a 100% strict laid out blueprint for what I want to do. I'm definitely winging it. I'm definitely winging it, and that's one of the things I was worried about. I was definitely worried about that because when I did my no save, no damage playthrough of Resident Evil 1, I mean I had a whole like step by step game plan of the exact order I was gonna do everything. And with this game I didn't really have that. I relied mostly on just practice and memory. But I find Resident Evil 3 to be like the easiest game to just remember what to do than any other Resident Evil game. I could play Resident Evil 1 right now and I'm going to get lost somewhere. Maybe not for long, but it'll happen. These parts are always kind of slow when you got these like zombie mobs. I know it looks like I'm not shooting at anything, but I was using the aim check. Okay, got rid of him. I'll probably go to the save room. Yeah. Ooh, shotgun shells. I love going back and watching this though, because when I see those little moments where I hesitate, and I don't know what I want to do. But in the back of my mind, I always remember that time is a factor. So, but it kind of makes it more entertaining for me to just go back and look at that. I can look at it without the stress of experiencing it. But I'm really trying my best. One thing that's time consuming is just like inventory management too. Inventory management is surprisingly important in this game, particularly because of um, like having to mix the ammo powders to make different ammo types. And like I said, if you don't have a game plan already fixed in your mind, then you gotta kind of okay, I'll make shotgun shells now, and I'll go ahead and make the C for later to make the freeze rounds, and remember you got to make the enhanced ammo. So stuff like that kind of makes me pause a little bit, but it's all fun. But yeah, the inventory management is a big deal. It's a big deal. Oh, I remember one time I forgot to bring the lockpick back here. That was terrible. That was definitely a time waste. I don't know if this was a good idea. So I'm going over here to check if the red gunpowder's over here. And I think that's really because, well, one, I don't have the space to get both of them. I guess the idea was that I'll use the stick or what is that thing? The fire hook here and then make space. But I shouldn't have did that. I should have just used the fire hook, then got it later. But I think I was so anxious because, that was abrupt. I think I was anxious though because I'm so ready to get the enhanced ammo, which you get by mixing gun. You get enhanced handgun ammo by mixing handgun bullets 7 times, 7 or 8 times. So here I choose to fight Nemesis with Carlos. This is the only Nemesis encounter. Oh yeah, I shot him one time with the Magnum, just to speed it up. Carlos can die here, so you got to be careful. But I figured this would be the best time to fight Nemesis because you have Carlos helping you out, and not just helping you out, but he's a distraction. So you don't have to really use any tricks to beat Nemesis here. I got hit one time there too. You saw Carlos actually finish him off there. I don't pick up the eagle parts there. What he drops are the eagle parts to make the Eagle 6.0 handgun. But as much as I like that handgun, there was no point in me grabbing it because I didn't plan on using it anyway. The problem with the Eagle 6.0 is that you can't put enhanced handgun ammo in it. Unfortunately, the Eagle 6.0, I think the big difference is that the rate of fire is much higher than the regular handgun, so it shoots faster, and I think it's a bit stronger. And there's also a chance that you'll get a decapitate. It's a good handgun for sure, but I learned from Carcinogen the power of the enhanced handgun ammo, particularly against Nemesis, and it's very useful for the clock tower Nemesis battle, which is why I converted from the Eagle 6.0 to just getting enhanced handgun ammo. And unfortunately, you can't put it in the Eagle 6.0. If you could, that gun would be so. Oh my god! Imagine the enhanced handgun ammo in the Eagle handgun. That would be just crazy. Yes, 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 yes. You see me check that body right there. I could have sworn there was one body here that had handgun ammo. You got to be careful because there's sometimes some bodies laying around where you can get handgun ammo and shit. Usually it'll be like police officers, like dead police officers or umbrella mercenaries. But again, because my experience with this game is relatively low, I still make little mistakes like that where I don't quite remember all the places where I can get a quick ammo pickup off of a dead body. I guess you would call that looting. But yeah, you notice the main reason I fight Nemesis there, I didn't even grab the part. It was just so I wouldn't have to deal with him now. Because when you go in here and you haven't defeated Nemesis, then he shows up on the way out. I think the third Nemesis encounter has got to be the worst one for me. Out of all seven, that third one is just, it's the worst. I think maybe there was something else in that room, but I decided to just grab the green gem and dip out. I think maybe it's random. I could have sworn there was a time I went in there and there was like ammo or ammo powder in there or some shit like that. But I forget. And I know the cost of checking and being wrong is having to deal with that zombie. So one mistake that I made here, I forgot to bring the blue gem with me. So did a quick aim check there. But if I had brought the blue gem with me, I could have went ahead and gone through the door over there that's locked. So again, you see me making little mistakes. You know, if I was on point, I would already had it. That way, I could have left the news place and went ahead went ahead on to the cable car to meet up with the umbrella mercenaries. What does that say? The arcade shops? Yeah, so you can't get here to City Hall until you get both of these. So again, you just see me making little time wasting mistakes like that. But again, it's hard to remember everything. It's hard, just it's hard. It's a lot to remember. So I expect to make little mistakes like that. But overall, I think I did a good job as far as like not wasting too much time with backtracking and stuff like that. Okay, we got a little zombie room here. Kind of a slow area. I wasted some ammo there because I was trying to shoot him on the ground, but I couldn't for some reason. I guess you got to make him get up first. This is kind of the bad thing about not having the Eagle 6.0, though. I got to be honest. I think I was debating whether or not to kill him now or later. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I was blown away by how many shots he took. And then I instantly regretted not avoiding him. Lonsdale Yard. So this is kind of a ooh. I checked my inventory real quick just to make sure I had space. One thing too, I don't think the cutscenes count as time. So you can play the cutscenes and it won't count your in-game time as being longer than what it is. Cuts, yeah, like any cutscene doesn't count. Yep, use the red barrel there, and I remember this corpse has shotgun ammo a lot too. 14 shells. Aim check. Coast is clear. And red barrel. Yep. Just another moment where prior knowledge comes in handy. Ooh, sorry about that.
So Jill, put this on.
All right, so this is when Jill gets the shoulder straps. So it gets a bit easier because we have 2 extra item slots. So that's very useful when you're trying to cut time because basically means less backtracking. The more inventory space you got, the less backtracking you have to do. I'm still trying to get my movement right too. That's another issue. Tank controls are just always janky. Okay. Pow. Yep, he burst out, and then you get the powder there. Quick reload. So I'm pretty sure the first thing I do is go to the gas station to get the oil. Okay, I think here I'm curious as to if I'm gonna have enough space to grab everything because there should be red powder in here, and of course the rusty crank breaks, which is great for us because that's one less inventory space it takes up. But we do keep the wrench because we'll need it later. But 3 spaces is all I needed here. Any less, and I would have been in trouble. And here's why. Got 3 ammo powders over there. And so you get 1, you get 2, and you get 3. Now I'm full, but you can combine them. So I got a C. And now I got just enough room to grab the oil.
Jill!
You gotta be very careful with inventory management, because I mean, you're talking about saving so much time just off that. You're talking 30 seconds to a minute, maybe more, if you make a mistake where you don't properly calculate space, or you got to sacrifice something. I could have left one of those powders there. I could have used the green herb. You got options and shit, but because you always want to prioritize key items, but you don't want to be short either. You don't want to have less than what you need, because the thing is, when you're doing a playthrough where time is of the essence. You gotta cut some corners. You gotta leave some stuff behind. Like for example, machine oil. Yeah. So there's ammo that I leave behind, like the 18 grenade rounds that you get by using the crank by the shutter doors at the bar. I don't get those. That's 18 grenade rounds. That's a fucking lot. Now, overall, I found that I had enough ammo to do what I needed to do, but I'm just saying, when you trying to cut time, you can't grab everything. It's like when I left those, ooh, I left those two green herbs like earlier in the beginning of the game that you had to get by going up the little green stairs outside. Just left it. Okay, I think here. Yeah, I fucked up here because I didn't have no space. I don't think I had no space to get to grab the book. Unfortunately. So we got four double green herbs over there. So now we have the enhanced handgun ammo. But I don't think I start using it just yet. I put it away because I want to make sure. I want to make sure that I got enough for when I really need it. So you won't really see me using it frivolously. Not now, anyway. I probably could have afforded to use it a bit, though. I probably should. Now that I think about it, I probably could have, but I don't know. Probably wouldn't have been worth it. The enhanced handgun ammo is really good against Nemesis, but I think I definitely prefer this Eagle 6.0 against like zombies and dogs because I think the rate of fire to me is just better, and the possibility of getting a decapitation too. I don't know if enhanced handgun ammo can get decapitations against zombies though. I'm not sure. You see me over here just aim checking and shooting. Kind of goofy looking when you think about it. And I pop one at the ground just to make sure I don't step on a zombie that's playing dead. All right, so I'm not sure if this. Nah, I don't think they come out yet. So the reason why I'm walking backwards there is because I was anticipating the dogs jumping out the window, and so when they jumped through, I was gonna run. I was gonna run back, like I wanted to have my back turned to them so I could go straight back into that door. And so what I noticed was that what I noticed is that when the dogs burst out of the windows, like they are instantly aggressive and locked on to Jill. And so it's not necessarily hard to dodge them, but it is a possibility that they will bite you because they come out basically guns blazing, and they're all over you. And I noticed one time when I was just trying to run straight through, they bit me. Now, see, the thing is though, if you leave the area and come back, the dogs will be in a more docile state. And so it's easier to consistently dodge them without getting hit because when you come back, they're not aggressively chasing after you unless you linger for a while. So you will notice that every time I go through that area, the dogs never get the chance to attack me because it takes a while before they get aggressive and start chasing after you. But the first time they appear, it's on and popping immediately. They waste no time whatsoever. So you just got to keep that in mind. I mean, probably not really super important, and really in a way you could say you could probably avoid using my strategy like that because it's a little bit of a time waste. But I think I was more willing to waste the time than to get hit. Because again, I'm anticipating getting hit quite a lot, and I want to avoid it whenever I can. So here it is too. Now, as it turned out, facing the other way didn't help because the cutscene forces Jill to look the other way. Unfortunately, but I was still it still worked though. So you notice I come back, the dolls are still there, but they're distracted and they're spread out. So every time I come back through here, the dogs never get the chance to attack me because it takes a while before they get aggressive. And yeah, I just wanted to avoid getting hit as much as I could because I was just like, I just felt like I was gonna get hit a lot. I mean, if you saw my Halloween playthrough, I was terrible. I was really bad. So again, you notice, and you can hear him over there eating too. And then there's the one dog. He notices you, but then he's like starts slowly circling, right? So again, you just once you survive the first encounter with them, you don't have to worry about them anymore. So I just wanted to mitigate any possible damage. So I put the battery up. So I'm pretty sure now I'm probably gonna go to the pharmacy to get the oil treatment, and then probably on the way back get the cable cord. Oh, right there, another hesitation moment. Thinking about what I want to do, not quite sure. Then I figure it out. I was probably thinking about the battery. If I had to guess, I was probably questioning whether or not I should have left the battery, and probably shouldn't have. So we got another easy drain demos kill there. Luckily, that second one was a little bit away because I didn't anticipate the second one being so close. Okay, now this room can be a little tricky because you got quite a few zombies in here, and then you got that one sitting in the wheelbarrow. Missed two shots there. Oh boy, I cut it real close there. Okay. So now he gets up. I don't waste time here. So one shotgun to the gut. Then I finish him with the handgun. I back up a little bit. Do I avoid him? Fuck it. Got it out the way. Okay. Yeah, sometimes it's better just to get things out the way. So here I'm wasting the ammo. Oh yeah, and I'm putting ooh cool. So I put the enhanced handgun ammo into the regular handgun. I don't know why I said it like that because it's the only handgun you can put it into. But yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe I just want to have some fun and ooh, 4 shots. Very satisfying using the enhanced handgun ammo though. Very satisfying. I love it. Yep. So I went ahead and grabbed the cable cord here, the power cable. I mean, yikes. Crows come out. Typically not a big issue. This part is funny because I'm anticipating dogs. No, we're not quite there yet. Almost. So there's a part coming up where I believe I'm gonna run into dogs, and the enemy layout is actually zombies, and I'm not anticipating it because I never seen zombies in there before. Okay, you notice me eat that one herb there. If you remember, I got bit by the dog and I got punched by Nemesis. And I never forgot that. So I went ahead and ate that one herb just to recover that damage. So I'm doing very good in terms of like just remembering like the little details. Because the thing is, you don't want to get hit later when you don't have a herb on you, and then like you get hit into yellow caution. Now you're running slower. Shit like that. Okay, so I think drain demos are in here. Oh boy, I'm a little worried. Oh, that was very, very close. Okay. Ideally, I would have used the red barrel, but I don't know. They closed the distance very quickly this time, so it is what it is. So yeah, look. You notice I almost get grabbed by the zombie there. That's because I thought there were dogs. Every time I came in here before, there were dogs. I had never came into this area and there were zombies. I don't think I ever seen the zombie layout. I'm pretty sure I never seen it. And so I was 100% sure I was about to run into dogs here. And that's why you see me like almost run into that zombie because I had no idea. And so I wasn't prepared for it. And I was probably thinking like, should I dodge or should I shoot? Should I turn around? But I got really close there. Like stupid close. I'm glad I checked this particular save room because there's two gunpowders in here. I think I skipped this room one time when I was doing like a practice run because you really don't need to go in this particular save room. Like I think it's the one save room that I would skip over, but I go into it this time and I realize like, oh shit, two gunpowders. That's cool. All right. I wonder if I grabbed the battery. Nah, probably should have, but I don't know. We'll see. So now we head to the pharmacy to get I think the oil treatment or whatever that shit is. You have to mix with the machine oil. I don't think I ever picked up blue herbs in this playthrough. Maybe a little risky. Oh, now that was speaking of risky. Okay. So I shot the red barrel. I remember one time I think it killed one of the drain demos. This time it didn't. I think it just did damage. Just the one I was really worried about though. But we got him. Yeah, I think this was one of the parts of the game that I was worried about because those guys can be pretty tricky. So here you have to put in the right code. It's either gonna be Sasprin, Aqua Cure, or something else. I've got the third one, but most of the time it's gonna be Sasprin. Normally you would have to check the TV to see which one it is, but most people who are playing this game for speed tend to just go ahead and put in Sasprin because that's the solution 9 times out of 10. All right, maybe not that much, but it's the solution most of the time. Sometimes there'll be gunpowder in here. This time it wasn't. All right, so now we're gonna get attacked by a mob of zombies. Oh, look, tank top zombie. All right, so the steam is gonna do some of the work for me. And then the shotgun finishes it off. Okay, the music stops. This was another part I had some trouble with too. Because this little trio right here, but this time I actually got it somewhat right. You want to get all three at once, but shit, as long as you don't get bit, that's cool. Okay, and so we head back. You see me equip the handgun there because I'm just thinking maybe I run faster with it. I'm still not sure. I don't pick up the crank back there because you only need that to get the grenade ammo from way earlier, and there's no way I'm going back that far. In fact, I think if I did, I probably wouldn't have made it in time to get the A rank because that's way back where you met Brad, which is like 2 or 3 minutes of backtracking. So this is the fourth Nemesis encounter. Not necessarily a bad one. And I think this is the first time you see him with the rocket launcher too. No. It's the second encounter. My bad. Oh boy, that was really close. That was super close. Yeah. So you see that he's chasing me. Oh boy, that's so scary. But the way he comes into the room is different. Sometimes he walks, sometimes he runs. So still being pursued. Whoa. I swear, bro. Like that shit it never gets easier dealing with Nemesis pursuing you. I don't think he shows up here. I think once you get here, you're pretty much good. I've never seen him follow me into that area. Although I'm not sure. Cause like the way it works, sometimes he'll show up, sometimes he won't. Like there's some randomness with Nemesis. But consistently he does show up these 7 specific times. It's just like the way he pursues you is different. So you always want to climb up there. So I probably grabbed the battery here. Don't know why I didn't already have it. I was probably just thinking about space. But this would be, yeah, the best time to get the battery. Put the magnum up. Put that up too. Yep, you're good to go. Okay, I think I equipped the shotgun because a zombie is gonna burst out of the cop car. Boom. That's just too close for comfort. So I think those are our first grenade rounds that we get. There should be one more drain demos in here. No. Okay. Yeah, that's why you see me creeping there. Okay, zombie horde. Yeah, I'm glad I remember that. Okay, check the body. Handgun ammo. We got a turbo zombie there. Yeah, they were moving kind of fast. Okay, I'm probably gonna check the ground, right? Yep. I call it declare zombie. For those who don't know, the outfit that Jill has on is actually the outfit of the main character from Dino Crisis. Another Capcom survival horror game. Very similar to Resident Evil. It's like Resident Evil, but instead of zombies and mutants, is dinosaurs, basically. So I had the codes written down here. I think as far as like written down preparation, that was it. I just had like different codes written down so I could complete the puzzles as quickly as possible. I think the only puzzle I couldn't do that with was the water treatment puzzle way at the end. It's hard to kind of convert that specific solutions or those solutions into like written form. So we increase the electricity output. I think if you go to the power station first, then you'll have the fourth Nemesis encounter here instead of at the pharmacy. So it just depends on which one you go to first. I check over there for no reason. And so now we get the grenade launcher. Fried zombie. I think we're almost done though. Yeah, I think it's pretty much a straight shot to the cable car. We got everything. But we do have one more Nemesis encounter before the end of the general Raccoon City area. That's what I call this part anyway. I mean, because what can you really call it? You can't just call it Raccoon City because technically the whole game is Raccoon City. So I call it like the general Raccoon City area. Like, yeah, she's just all over the place. So I went ahead and made some acid rounds there for later. And also some more enhanced handgun ammo. Put it away though. That's for the boss fight later. And now we're getting all the shit for the cable car. And done. So yeah, I think next is the fifth Nemesis encounter. The dog's still not a problem. That's great. This might be the easiest Nemesis encounter other than the police station. Because at the police station, he has no chance of hitting you if you just select. Yeah, see, I got a good dodge there. Not an action dodge, but a bootleg dodge. A running dodge. But I think that's the easiest one because he doesn't really pursue you very far. Unlike some of the other ones. I always forget this part here though. I get so happy thinking I'm about to give him the cable car, and I forget this is your first encounter with the grave digger. You know, I really like this game, but I think the unfortunate thing about it is that the bosses are really just Gravedigger and Nemesis. I mean, you know, technically Nemesis has different forms, but it's still the same. It's the same enemy. So, and then you fight him throughout the game. But I'm just saying, I think the game needed like one more boss fight. That's just my opinion, though. I think it would have been cool if it had like one more. I think the fact that it's just Nemesis and Gravedigger just doesn't really feel. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like. It doesn't feel like enough to me. Looking back at like one where you had, Yawn, Giant Plant, Tyrant, Giant Spider. So you got like four. And then in the remake, you got like what, six?
It looks like we're ready to go. Here, take this.
With Lisa, Trevor, and the what do they call it?
Okay.
The King Crimson Head.
Nikolai won't be joining us.
I understand.
I understand. I don't think you can skip this cutscene.
I'll operate the cable car. Let's go.
I think this part is pretty dumb. So this is another Nemesis encounter, but like it's not one of the official Nemesis encounters. And look, you can completely avoid it. Like you have no reason to face Nemesis there whatsoever. All you gotta do is turn around, and whether you fight him or not, it doesn't change anything. All you do is waste ammo fighting him there. So it's best not to fight him at all. Normally the Nemesis encounters are either mandatory or you get something out of it if it's optional.
It's useless.
So I jump out of the window there because I believe that means Carlos will give me freeze rounds later, which are extremely valuable. So this is about the end of the first part. The first half of my A-rank playthrough. I think I did really well. I think I did really well on the first part there. I was quite proud of myself. I gotta be honest. I check over here because again, I don't remember that there's nothing over there. So now I just do a bit of inventory work before I get my first save. I don't think I would ever attempt this in one go without saving though. Some people, they go hard like that. That ain't really, nah, I'm good. I'm good on that. I'm satisfied just to get the A, but we're not done yet. We're not done. So this is the first save here. Oh, so I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you on the next part 2.